Thank you, everyone. Today is June 4, 2022. This is a special Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council meeting. I'm Linda Gravani, the president, and I'd like to welcome our stakeholders to our meeting. We have several today, which I'm very happy about. Chat is disconnected. Only raised hands will be recognized. So please, if you have comments, raise your hand. We would appreciate it. LA City Charter Section 900, the purpose of neighborhood councils to promote more citizen participation in government and make government more responsive to local needs. Our mission is to bring forward our concerns to our elected officials. We are a department within the city of Los Angeles. We are required to follow city and state laws. The Brown Act does not allow us to discuss anything that is not on today's agenda. There is an item called public comment where you can address items not on the agenda. Time allocations are approximate, and I will cut people off if it's getting too long, simply because we have over 40 items on the agenda that we need to get through. So I appreciate your indulgence. Number two, Pledge of Allegiance. Where do we, there's James Brown. Would you please lead us?
Would everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance who's able to? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number three, roll call. Danica, would you call roll, please?
Sure will. James Brown.
Here.
Michael Cortez.
Here.
Ruth Doxey. Ruth is not here. Jasmine Garcia. Not here. Linda Gravani.
Here.
Sandy Joseph.
Here.
Gary Kay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gary Kay. He's not here. Lydia Jarasimich.
Here.
Danica Middleton is here. Miguel.
Here.
Alan Nelson. Alan's not here. Carol Newman.
Here.
Jeremy Pisanik. Jeremy's not here. Tom Riley's not here. Linda Schwerin. Linda, you're muted.
I'm not now. Here.
Okay. Jim Stein.
Here.
We have 10 present. We have quorum.
Woohoo! And we need to poll the board members for completion of mandatory training. I believe everyone is compliant, I think, except for our new board member, Lydia. Is that correct?
Correct.
Daniel Johnson?
Morning, everyone. Currently, per the Empower LA website, we have Mr. Nelson as non-compliant in regards to his code of conduct expiration. I've been reaching out, trying to support him with that, as well as, of course, Mr. Riley with his funding training as well.
Okay, both are not
Those two are
present.
not here.
Got you. Just stating it for the record.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number five, discussion of possible action to adopt the June 4, 2022 agenda. Can we have
That
a
says
motion?
minutes.
Pardon me?
That's number 4.
James?
I'm sorry, which agenda item are you on?
Number 5.
That says agenda.
Yes.
June 1 agenda. Okay, got it. Thank you.
June 4.
Got it.
Do we have a motion to accept the agenda?
I move that we accept the agenda for June 4, 2022.
There are problems with that? with the agenda? Well, but we, with respect to item 7, so I'll wait till we get to that, or do you want to correct it now?
Are you saying that that item needs to be corrected? Or when we discuss that item, there needs to be a correction?
There needs to be a correction when we get to item number 7.
So we're not there yet. So how
Understood.
about number 5? Can we agree on this agenda? So we have a motion made by Danica. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, Danica made the motion. James Brown seconded. Any further discussion? Please take a vote, Danica.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey's not here, Jasmine Garcia is not here, Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible, Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here, Danica Middleton is a yes, Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here, Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are both not here, Linda Schwerin,
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Here, yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
What was the count again, please?
9 yeses, 0 nos, 1 ineligible.
Sandy?
Just want to say that Stacy Rotter has her hand up in the attendees.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Hi, thank you. And I'm so sorry about what occurred last time, but there is a discrepancy.
You muted.
Oh, I was unmuted, but then it muted. Sorry. Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Yes.
I first wanted to start with an apology for what happened last time. That was not my intent. It was just to get the agenda. But more importantly, so today there's a discrepancy between versions of the agenda. So the agenda that was emailed out that is posted on the email directly from LBNC, there's a discrepancy between item 14, which is what caught my attention because it says LBNC's open board seats and there are still several 4 listed there, as opposed to a different version of the agenda that has just the two open. So I'm a little confused about why there are different versions and which one is.
Well, I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking at the email from the board, from LBNC that was emailed yesterday. Directly in the email. When you open the email and you scroll down to the embedded agenda, not click on the link, the embedded agenda, and you look at number 14. I'm happy to share screen if you need, but you can all see it for yourself, I'm sure, if you got it.
Can a board member please go double check that?
I'm trying to sign on to my email to double check it. This is Danica.
Thank you.
Carol nodded. Maybe she saw it. I don't know. No, not yet.
Okay, so you're talking about the
embedded agenda, that the one that came in at 3:11 yesterday.
That went out on Thursday, June 2nd?
No, yesterday. It came yesterday at 3:11. And this is the one from the council, not from whatever ETA and SLAT is.
I see that.
Thank you for confirming.
Okay. I'm still trying to find the email. So keep going with the meeting then, if you see it.
I think we would have to make an amendment to the agenda
Okay.
because of there is a difference between the two.
There's a difference. Yes, when I was sending out the email yesterday, I had copied and pasted that from a previous one because it's already set up in the email. I did not realize there was a slight difference there. However, in the email itself, there's a link to the correct agenda with where that's not an issue. So I guess I was doing extra by posting or listing the agenda in the email to make it easier for stakeholders. But that seems to me kind of petty to go over that, but because the link itself is correct, obviously.
Well,
I don't think there's a need to
Yeah,
read.
I don't think there's a need. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a need for a motion. We just all agree that we go from this one agenda.
that was my question. Which one is correct? Because I thought we had appointed a senior seat to the lovely woman behind you a couple of meetings ago. And so I wasn't sure if that meant, oh, she needed to step away for some reason, if things had changed. So there was ambiguity there. And Aaron, it was not petty. I am seeking clarification. There was a screw up last time. So I am trying to be very clear and want to understand everything. So thank you.
Okay, so Erin, can you let her know which one she should go from?
Well, the one that's linked in the email. The actual one that links to the email, that links to the agenda on the website.
I think Daniel has his hand raised.
Daniel, you're muted if you want to speak.
Yeah, I was, Linda, would you like to say what you were saying before I respond?
Sorry.
I was saying you were muted. Would you like to respond?
Okay, Jim Stein, would you just double check on the website? I can't go there. I'm using my old computer. So can you go and look to see that when you double click onto that section on the website, that the correct agenda is there?
And then I would just like to say, Aaron, if you are the one that sent out the email blast, can you send out another email blast with the correction stating that there was an error made and you're trying to rectify that, please?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then it's safe to move forward with the meeting because I have the correct agenda that's posted on the website as well. So if the email links to the correct agenda, however, there was a mistake in the body, please just correct it by sending another email on top of that, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the clarification.
Jim Stein? Are you there, Jim? If you are, you're muted.
Okay, no longer muted.
Will you go onto the website and click down below where you showed me the other day?
Right, working on it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm on the agenda on the website and I can share my screen, I think. Shoot. Stacy, are you on the agenda on the Lake Balboa website?
I am now. While you were pulling it up, I was too.
Okay, perfect. So since Stacy's on the agenda from, if all the other stakeholders will go from the agenda that is on our website, we would appreciate it so we can proceed with the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're all good with that? Yay. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we are trying to approve the minutes, I believe. We took the vote 901. So now we're going to go to number 7, discussion and possible action for approval of minutes for special meeting held on May 17th.
Hey, Linda, we need to vote. Linda, we
Number
need to,
6.
we're on number 6, Linda.
Yeah,
actually.
sorry. Number 6, discussion and possible action for the approval of minutes for May 4, 2022 meeting. Danica?
I move that we approve the meetings from May 4th, 2022 for our board meeting.
Gravani seconds. Danica made the motion. Gravani seconded. Discussion. Take a vote, please.
Sure, James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drossomich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
I abstain. I wasn't there at the full meeting.
Alan Nelson is not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Rowley are both not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes,
We have 8 yeses, 0 nos, 1 abstention, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Okay. We are on now number 7, discussion and possible action for the approval of minutes for special meeting held on May 17, 2022. So I move that Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council approve the minutes for the special meeting held on May 17, 2022.
Second.
Gravani made the motion, Sandy Joseph seconded. Discussion, James Brown.
Discrepancies in the representatives section of that of item number 7. I think we made the correction for the West Valley captain, Brian Windling.
We did.
There's also a couple of new ones for Board President Kelly Gonus's office. Michael Minjavor is no longer there.
I'm sorry, this was what was held at the meeting. Not that we need to correct it now. It was on the minutes. I mean, it was on the agenda.
It was on the agenda, but he's no longer there as of May 1st.
Understand, but this was correct when, or it wasn't corrected when the meeting was held, so.
That's correct. That is correct.
So it stands.
Fine.
Make sense?
Yep.
Any other discussion? Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Abstain.
Michael Cortez,
Abstain, since I wasn't at the meeting.
Ruth Doxey's not here. Jasmine Garcia's not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drossomich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Abstain. I wasn't present.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are both not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
yes,
6 yeses, 0 nos, 3 abstentions, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, number 8, Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, Daniel Johnson. You have an update for us?
Yes, thank you for having me. Happy Saturday. I have a plethora of updates for you all today per your monthly profile. Just give me a moment. I'll run through those to the best of my ability so that they'll be on the record. So for the in the future, the public can view it when viewing this meeting. First things first, the EVG committee met and it was established on February
Daniel,
1st. Yes.
I'm going to stop you. Our stakeholders don't know what EVG is.
Thank you. Empower virtual governance. So since COVID hit, the NC system went online. This is why we're virtual and we're utilizing Zoom. So the Empower Virtual Governance Committee has been established on February 1st, 2022 by the Board of Commissioners, and they've been meeting, and it's a work group that's continued to meet, and they will have updates in regards to hybrid infrastructure moving forward. So I want to make sure that update was included. They're having those conversations on how the Brown Act impacts hybrid possibilities in the future. And so I want to make sure you all are aware of that. There's information in regards to that in more fine detail within the monthly profile that you all have. Zoom payment processing updates as neighborhood councils move towards taking over payments for individual Zoom license. We've asked that folks pay for it during the fiscal year for their license. And we're working with the controller's office to figure out who would take over those payments, who would receive those payments, November 26, 2022, the 2022 and 2023 elections season opens. So the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment is responsible for NC election engagement and also supports NC elections outreach, while the City Clerk Division oversees elections administration. So with that being said, I've been reaching out to NCs in regards to one-on-one election strategy sessions. Would like for you all to know that within these sessions, it will provide feedback and inform a training that will be held on Saturday, July 16th. And that is scheduled for our election strategy plan town hall. So I've been reaching out for NCs to try to have these meetings within this month, because that feedback you provide us will inform that town hall on July 16th. Just making sure I got budget advocates. Budget day event is on Saturday, June 18th from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Zoom. Budget day gathers leaders from the NCs and communities citywide to talk about the Los Angeles city budget and the city's budget process and priorities. So that is actually another important date for you all as well. In regards to end of year fiscal year deadlines, May 20th, 2022 is the final date, or was the final date, to submit any event approval request. June 1st, the final date to submit a check payment request, and June 20th, the final date for any bank transactions. Of course, NCs are able to roll over $10,000 for the next fiscal year. So I'm going to make sure that that's clear as well. And I believe that's it. Thank you. Ms. Linda, do you have a question?
Yes, I
Linda
do.
Schwer, I'll announce Linda Schwerin.
Yes, I do have a question. Daniel, with regard to the comment that you made about the EPG for the virtual meetings, and you had said that they were meeting, what was the indication that had to do with a meeting update as far as, excuse me, as far as later in the year with regard to hybrid? You did not mention any dates, am I correct?
No, so I didn't mention any dates in regards to moving in person or hybrid. But I was trying to state that the EVG work group is now having dialogues in regards to what that may look like. So the Board of Commissioners, Neighborhood Commissioners, BONC, they established this work group, and I believe they met once or twice already. I believe they have to meet for a third time as well, and then they'll be providing recommendations to BONC.
So we are going to be meeting virtually, at least for the near future, correct?
Yes, we're still meeting virtually indefinitely at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And Daniel, would you please forward the roster, since it's nowhere that I can update it?
Yes, ma'am. So I just emailed it out in the Excel sheet, and I think that should be
Just
able to
today?
work. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay. Then we're moving on to number 9, public comments. Please advise us if you're a registered lobbyist. Comments from the public on non-agenda items, issues, announcements, and complaints within the jurisdiction of the Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council. The Brown Act prevents us from commenting on your comments. I know that sounds weird, but the Brown Act says if we're going to discuss something, it should be on the agenda so we can discuss it. If it's not on the agenda, we can't discuss it. So it may seem rude, but I apologize. It's the law. We are making note of your comments. If you can hold it down to 2 minutes per person, we would appreciate it. You can also email your comments to myself, which is lindag@lakebalboanc.org, which is underneath my name. Stacy Rotter.
Hi. So first of all, I think I've demonstrated a strong commitment to supporting this board and supporting the community by attending monthly meetings for a long time now. So the first thing I want to address is I don't appreciate the comment that was made by someone not on the board earlier. I think it was inappropriate. Second of all, the thing I do want to comment on is the fact that I appreciate from the response to previous comments about not being able to see the flyers and the handouts and things that you guys get and getting those disseminated to us as stakeholders. I did notice that there was response to that for a few months, and I appreciate whoever made that happen. Attached to the February, March, and April agendas on the website, there are lots and lots and lots of things attached for the public to review. So that's appreciated. But for some reason that ceased again in May. So starting back in May, the additional things are not being made available again. So I just wanted to make that request once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Jared?
You're muted.
Hey there, thanks. Thanks for having me. I reached out by email previously as well, and I wanted to, come and say a couple comments as well. But I wanted to point out two important things for our neighborhood. I live in the neighborhood directly across from the park by Woodley and Victory, and we're experiencing, a number of problems about unsafe, parking conditions in our neighborhood that I wanted to bring to the board's attention and hope to get some assistance with the city. And there's been a lot of factors lately that have led to the increase in unsafe parking conditions. A lot of good things, unfortunately, that have led to those conditions, but, with increased construction on ADUs and apartments to, help with the housing problems that we're all facing, but as well as, increased ridership on the Orange Line. All of these things are great, obviously, but they've led to a huge influx in increased parking on our neighborhood streets that are unfortunately making it difficult for our elderly, disabled, and families on our neighborhoods finding parking in the evening hours. And it's become a real big problem, and especially when it's darker out and they have to walk very far to their homes. And with the increased, perception of the rise in crime in our neighborhood as well. And I've been in this neighborhood now for almost 10 years. I started as a renter and I've now been fortunate enough to be a property owner here. So I'm very proud of that. I've seen the changes in our neighborhood, and I've seen the good and the bad changes as well. And that's been an unfortunate bad change, is the parking difficulties for a lot of our residents. One of the problems that's led to those is a business that's sitting at 16039 Victory. And that is a number of businesses that share a building there, which is the auto and tire shop and repair shop. And I'm sure you're all very familiar with that one over at Woodley and Victory. They've had several complaints over the past few years for their behavior and how they treat our neighbors and how they treat our streets. They've been using our streets essentially as their own personal parking facility and storing their vehicles on our streets. And they rotate them out daily, almost hourly, and they speed through our streets at unsafe speeds. They've almost hit many pedestrians. They've almost hit cars. And they scream at us, yell at us when we ask them to slow down, when we ask them to not use our streets for their own personal parking. So I would just plead to the board to help us with the city to try to resolve these issues, especially as the Olympics are encroaching and they plan on using the park for a facility. The parking is certainly going to be an issue as we get closer and closer. So, and as we use the park for, big weekend events and things like that, I would ask that we look into how we can resolve that for our neighbors. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Thank you very much for your participation. We appreciate it. Number 10, board comments, 2 minutes per board member. James Brown.
Thank you. Just want to provide some updates for the community. For the month of June, all of the senior lead officers will be out in the field and will be away for the next 4 weeks, beginning June 6th through the 11th, which is the Summit of the Americas Convention. All police everywhere will be at those meetings downtown, providing security. Then there's the Pride Parade on June 12th. and the MLK parade on June 20th. So in the meantime, community members can still email their senior lead officers, but do not expect for them to return your phone calls because they will be deployed. They will be working patrol every Wednesday, however. Next is, you should know, the board should know that Sophia Sudani is no longer with Assemblymember Nazarian's office. She has now moved over to Councilwoman Nuri Martinez's office as the field rep for Van Nuys. Then finally, Michael Minjavar is no longer with the Office of Board President Kelly Gonias, and there are some names there that I won't go into now that you can contact. Thank you.
Danica?
Yes, I wanted to let everyone know that on May 27th, I received an email from Biana Pata in Nuri Martinez's office with an update on our Welcome to Lake Balboa sign. The Lake Balboa plaque is currently being fabricated in bronze per the artist's rendering. The rubber paving work is currently being bid on, and the contract is anticipated to be awarded next week, which should have already happened by now. The brick material has already been purchased and only awaiting fulfillment. The project itself should not take anywhere near as long as the wait has been for these materials. So once all those components are lined up, work should be somewhat hasty. So that's the update on our Welcome to Lake Balboa sign.
Thank you. Jim Stein?
Thank you. First, I want to let everybody know that there's going to be a Rec and Park meeting on Tuesday, June 14th, 7 p.m. by Zoom. Several things have happened in the last couple of weeks. Linda and I were at a press conference on Wednesday where
And Miguel.
Mayor Garcetti and Congressman Sherman awarded $3 million of a larger $22 million for a larger $22 million project in the basin. The $3 million would be for a community room. Specific decisions will have to be worked out later on. Now, this will be for irrigation, lighting, seating, concessions, transportation to the Orange Line, etc. If you've been around here, you know that I've been working really hard on this for a long, long time. We have letters going back from Nuri Martinez supporting these endeavors. I could go into great detail. They will be discussed at the meeting. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and it might be able to be shared, is it's been fully funded, and it's now been fully funded. Thank you to the city council and the Jesse Owens Park will be the restoration will begin mid-July. There's a couple of photographs, things, the schematic.
Time, Jim.
Oh, okay. Come to the meeting.
Time.
Linda Schwerin? Linda Schwerin? You need to unmute.
Sorry about that. I want to make noise. Okay. Last month, Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council participated in the Senior Symposium, which was held at One Generation on the soccer field. And the report is, not only was it a great event, there were over 500 people attending. Health, vendors, entertainment. Lake Balboa was there in force. James Brown, Michael Cortez, Miguel, and myself were there, and it was very good for outreach and a very good event.
Anyone else? Okay. Number 11, President's update. I have 3 things listed here. The alternate for Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council agenda. Jim, I forget where it was. If you move down on our website, there's a section that says early notification or what does it say, Jim?
If you go, I'm gonna open this up and walk through it. Balboa NC.
Okay, while he's doing that, I had One Generation on there also to update everyone. There were over 550 people that attended, and One Generation thanked all of us for our participation with the Neighborhood Purposes Grant and with having a booth at that location. Do you have it, Jim?
Yes, I do. If you go to the website at Lake
Can you share your
Balboa-
screen? Can you share?
I don't know how to share the screen, Linda.
Okay, so, all right, so midway down, what does it say?
If you go to lakebalboanc.org, scroll down to where it says stay in the loop. There's a button says get started. Now this takes you to the ENS system. So click on get started.
ENS system is early notification system, which is supported by the city of Los Angeles.
Right. Now, if you do that, over on the left side is a list of all the neighborhood councils. Now we're in the Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, so you would click on Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, not on the button next to it, but actually on the Neighborhood Council. All the agendas and meetings and everything else are listed on there. The one we're on today is the Lake Balboa NC Special Board Meeting 6/4/22. You can click on that, Lake Balboa NC Special Board Meeting 6/22, and this agenda that we're working on right now will open up.
Thank you. So there is an alternate way on the agenda in case it happens again that it doesn't get posted, just FYI for the board. Number 3 I have on here is fireworks. If you go on to the West LA Police Department, there is a way to report incidents, situations, and we don't meet in July, so we know there's going to be a lot of fireworks going on. So just keep that in your back pocket. There is a way to promote that and to get people that don't pay attention to the laws reported. I do have several emails that came to us. There's one stakeholder who lives on Louise who says there's an abandoned RV that's been there for 7 weeks. And sometimes 2 people show up and sometimes they don't, and they just moved to Lake Balboa, and they said, wow, in Panorama City, when you reported an abandoned vehicle, it was gone in 3 to 7 days. It's not like Balboa where they just don't disregard you. So I think we need to handle that with Vienna. Then this other person who is on a different street says there's an RV showed up on our street in front of our house. I don't want to live in a shanty town. And they're also upset that the RVs are not being moved. Kristen Fujitaki said, while she's not a fan of the cannabis shops, she knows that they're legal, but there's another shop at the corner of Victory and Woodley called the Candy House. And she feels it's probably not a candy house. She's not sure what it is, but it's very enticing to kids, young kids. So we need to check on it. And then again, Jared already mentioned 16039 Victory. I know that there have been complaints with the tire shop because the air drill or whatever it's called, the thing to loosen up the bolts on the tires, they're going constantly all the time, and it is a nuisance. So we need to help our stakeholders with those issues. Lydia Grand.
Yes, Linda, I just had a question, and that was, you mentioned on the fireworks reporting You said West LA Police
I'm
Station.
sorry,
You mean West
West
Valley?
Valley.
Yeah, I
West
just wanted to make
Valley.
sure for the minutes. I thought, wow, that's kind of far to send people, but just thought
Yeah.
I'd check.
Sorry, my daughter's in West LA. I guess I've got it on the brain. I apologize to everyone. We want to keep it here in the valley.
Okay.
Thanks, Lydia. Appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Okay, on LA City Charter, Section 909, Annual City Budget Priorities. Each neighborhood council may present to the mayor and council an annual list of priorities for the city budget. The mayor shall inform certified neighborhood councils of the deadline for submission so that the input may be considered in a timely fashion. So that brings us to number 12, Budget Advocate Region 3 updates. Carol Newman.
Thank you, Linda. Daniel had already mentioned Budget Day. You'll all be receiving an invitation to virtual Budget Day. And it's going to be June 18th, so it's 2 weeks from today, beginning at 9:30. And it will be followed by a short regional meeting for our region, Region 3. I don't yet have a list of the speakers, but we will advise you as we pin that down. I also wanted to tell you that the elections for, well, the budget advocate term is 2 years. Our term expires June 30th, and so there will be elections for budget advocates for the next 2-year term. And our region, Region 3, will be having a virtual meeting simply to do elections on Saturday, June 25th. So it's the Saturday after Budget Day. Currently planned for 2:30 p.m. Only budget representatives, actually elected or appointed budget representatives, can run. And so I'm in the process of trying to determine who all the elected or appointed budget representatives are for our region. So that's my update. Thank you.
I do want to bring to everyone's attention, both Daniel and Carol mentioned that the Budget Day meeting starts at 9:30. I had 9:30 on our agenda previously and was corrected that it was 10 o'clock. So there is some confusion. So I'm assuming that it is now 9:30 and that's accurate.
Well, I'm not positive. I'm not on that committee, but you will receive a notice that will have the correct starting time. I apologize.
Okay, so if you tune in at 9:30, you won't be late. Thank you. Number 13, discussion and possible action regarding Council File 11-1020-S like Sam 3, funding for budget advocates. Carol?
Yeah, yes. 1 second, please. I'm not expert at sharing my screen, so maybe somebody could help me with this. I had sent out to all the board members both the proposed CIS and the motion that we're dealing with. But I will read the, I will discuss the CIS, I'll discuss the council file motion, and then I'll read the CIS into the record at the very least. So in 2017, the city council adopted an ordinance that transferred administration of the neighborhood council funding program from the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment to the city clerk. But that ordinance provided that administration of the funds for budget advocates, that term is used as a term of art in my discussion here, funds for budget advocates and the Congress of Neighborhoods would remain with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. So most of the funds administration was transferred to the city clerk, but not the budget advocates and the Council of Neighborhoods. Department of Neighborhood Empowerment has now initiated a process to change the term budget advocates in this ordinance to budget advocacy. And so the motion that the CIS refers to, the city council motion, simply wants to change the term budget advocates to budget advocacy. So you may say, well, so what? And in that sense, I agree. It doesn't really matter what the fund is called theoretically, but what we want to do is we want to have the motion clarified, because the effect of this, as has been explained to us personally by Raquel Beltran, the effect of this is that you will no longer be able to raise money for the budget advocates. you will no longer be able to give money to the budget advocates. You can only give money to budget advocacy. So for instance, if you wanted to vote tonight, or maybe not tonight, after this is passed, if you wanted to vote to give money to the budget advocates, you can't do that. It would go to a fund for budget advocacy. So what is the effect of that? The effect of that is the money you give could go to any group that claims to be doing budget advocacy for the city. Now we know there is another group that was formed, Budget Tribunes, and that's fine. We have no problem if you want to give money to the Budget Tribunes, but you can't do that either. All you can do is give money to budget advocacy. I could form a new group next week, the Budget Busters, and say, I want money from the Budget Advocacy Fund. So the effect of this is that the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment alone will be able to determine where your money goes. Do you trust that? Do you trust that? We don't. So we simply want this motion clarified. So let me read the CIS, and if somebody could help me, well, as I say, I sent it to all of you on the board, but here is the wording of the CIS that we want you to approve. The Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council opposes Council File 11-1020-S3. Neighborhood councils form alliances when they want to join together to work on something of common interest. We want to be able to contribute specifically to alliances we support. The name of the overall fund is not important. What is important is that every recognized alliance has the ability to raise its own funds, and those funds are reserved for its use and its use alone. Our neighborhood council wants the ability to direct our funds to a specific alliance and not to a fund that is allocated without our input. We ask that the motion be amended to make this clear. By the way, we had a discussion with the city clerk's office as to whether they could have like an administrative, if they could just administratively in their office make a notation if you contribute money to budget advocacy, if this council file passes, could the city clerk make an administrative notation that, okay, this money over here belongs to the budget advocates, that money over there belongs to the budget tribunes. And the city clerk said, sure, we can do that. But the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment has apparently overruled them and said, no, you're not going to do that. So that's the situation. We don't really care what the file is called, what the fund, I should say, is called, but we want it clear that you can contribute money to the budget advocates, or you can contribute money to the budget tribunes, or you can contribute money to the group I may form next week, the Budget Busters. I'm joking, but anyway, we just want it made possible for us to get money going forward without having the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment decide who gets the money. Thank you.
Would you like to make a motion, please, Carol?
Yes, I make a motion that we approve the CIS that I read into the record. If anyone would like me to read it again, I'd be glad to do so.
I second.
Okay, Carol Newman made the motion. James Brown seconded. Discussion. I do want to add that Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council contributed some money, and I think it was $500, which is in limbo. And Daniel, if you could find out what the status is of our money, I would appreciate it, because we did want that money to go to budget advocates and not to a general fund for which the general manager can determine where those funds go. If you could do that and have that for us for our August meeting, I'd appreciate it. And it started with the general manager allowing another group, which I guess is okay, but then wanted to use the money that we earmarked specifically to budget advocates that term, and would allow other groups to use that money. So this is one safety net, if you will, that the money will go to the cause that the neighborhood council voted. Any other comments? Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxy and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph.
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Ellen Nelson's not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are both not here. Linda Schwerin.
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Here, yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Okay, discussion and possible action regarding Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council's open board seats. We have at the moment 1 open seat for organizational seat. I did mention that, and I'm looking for Jared. Jared, if you could unmute yourself, you forwarded an application on Friday to become a board member. We do not have an open seat at this time for residential or for other seats. We do have an opening for organizational. So do you belong to a church or a club that meets within the boundaries of Lake Balboa?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so I'm going to save yours in case somebody bails ship on us in the future. We appreciate your interest in wanting to join. So please, even if you're not on the board, we do need stakeholders because more voices are stronger than just a few. So we appreciate your interest in becoming a board member, and we will do all possible to get rid of the problems you're facing in your community.
Thank you so much.
So thank you. So we have 1 organizational seat. Tom Riley is leaving at the end of June. So we will have another organizational seat. So we'll have 2 seats open. Number 15, discussion and possible action regarding Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council's boundaries and possible bylaws changes. Since I can't share my screen, I'm going to just explain a little bit about this. There's some confusion as to what is Lake Balboa and the community of Lake Balboa and what is the boundaries for the neighborhood council. So the neighborhood council goes from White Oak east to the 405, Victory up to Roscoe Boulevard. Oops, I lost my screen. Sorry about that. Roscoe Boulevard. And then there's a little section by Louise that juts down to White Oak. That's Northridge. So we have a little corner from Roscoe to, I forget what street it is at the moment. The other thing is that I asked Vienna what is the boundary for the dog park. And she said, well, basically the Sepulveda Basin is CD6. And that's why Linda Levitan, way back when, before Vienna and 2 other people, said that the dog park belongs to Lake Balboa, but not according to our boundaries. So it's something we're going to have to look at. Vallarta just moved to a new location, and I was really up in arms. It should be called Lake Balboa, not Vallarta of Van Nuys. However, the airport, which goes from Roscoe all the way down to Van Owen and the golf course, is Van Nuys. That's airport property. And when the community decided it wanted to be renamed from West Van Nuys to Lake Balboa, it excluded that area. So there's a lot of things that come into play. If we want to do the zip code of 91406, it would include the dog park, it would include the basin, but it would also include a lot of single family homes and apartments just east of the 405. So I'm not going to discuss it now because we can't see it. So it's just something to think about. And I forwarded the board some maps and we'll take it up in the new year. We can still change our bylaws then. So just stay tuned. Okay, number 16, discussion and possible action regarding Metro's possible or alternatives to Bud Rapid Transit. Michael Cortez, thank you.
Hi, council members and members of the public. I just want to let you know that LA Metro is going to be holding this month meetings to inform the community about updates they have for the North Central Valley Transit Corridor Project, which is also known as the Bus Rapid Transit Project. If you guys can see my screen, this is actually the Metro's website. If you go there, you'll find more information there, lametro.net. But if you see on the website, this map right here, let me see if I can zoom in. The previous line in green had this bus rapid transit only looking at Nordhoff, going from Chatsworth all the way to Lakeview Terrace. Now they're looking, based off of the comments they heard at the last round, they are looking at new alternatives, which includes Roscoe, all the way from Topanga to Sun Valley. So this month, they're going to be having community update meetings. I just wanted to highlight some of the updates that I think they're looking at with Roscoe as an alternative, is that it would increase service frequency to every 10 minutes on Roscoe Boulevard line 152 and Nordhoff Street line 166 during the day on weekdays. Improves transit travel times on up to 7 corridors, Roscoe Boulevard, Nordhoff Street, Lancashire, Sherman Way, Reseda, Ventura, Van Owen Street, and Victory Boulevard through new transit signal priority to reduce delays at intersections, and by installing bus bulbs on sidewalks to reduce delays caused by buses pulling in and out of traffic at bus stops. And then finally, another big point is provides peak hour bus lanes weekdays on Roscoe Boulevard between Lancashire and Topanga Canyon Boulevard to speed up bus trips while minimizing parking and transit impacts to North Valley residents. And it would also add about 400 new bus shelters at the busiest stops along multiple streets. So a lot going on with these new alternative options. So they are going to be having some community update meetings. Let me scroll. The first community meeting will be on Wednesday, June 15th. It will be virtual from 11 to 12:30. The next ones will be at Panorama City on Saturday, June 18th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 at Panorama High School Auditorium. And then finally, we'll be in Northridge on Tuesday, June 21st, 6 p.m. to 7:30 at the Orchard Conference Center off Lindley Avenue, north of the Eunice and Soraya Nazarian Center of the Performing Arts. And so really just wanted to provide you this announcement and let you be aware of these. It's a really important, updates that are being made. And I think your voices are important since Lake Balboa's Neighborhood Council's boundaries butt up to Roscoe. So I'm not the lead of this project, but I do have my colleagues. I can always come back and make an update. What they relate to me is that they really are pushing people to go to these meetings first, get all the input and information there, relay their comments as well. And then finally, one last thing, the schedule for this is in the spring or summer will be public outreach. Fall, the Metro Board will consider a preferred alternative. So the one that I just mentioned, Roscoe Boulevard. And then in 2023, the summer fall time period, they plan to implement whatever alternative is decided upon. And then between 2023 and 2025, they plan to complete the implementation of whatever alternative is chosen. So thought I would just relay that information to all of you.
Thank you. Danica has a question or comment.
Oh, Michael, you've quit sharing your screen. I just wanted to write down virtual information for the meeting.
Sure. Yeah, let me go back real quick.
Thank you.
I actually sent it to the board previously, Danica.
Okay.
And it's on lametro.net. Number 17, discussion and possible action regarding Jesse Owens Park and possible expenditures for murals, table engraving, and movie. Jim Stein.
Am I muted still?
No.
The tables were already purchased. I've been in contact with the contractor. When I found out very recently that the project had been funded, I started making questions, asked questions about it because
Jim, for the people that have not been on the board, you're going to have to, and the stakeholders, they don't understand what you're talking about.
okay, we've been working the last couple of years to make improvement to improve the condition of the Jesse Owens Park, which is on White Oak near the corner of Sherman Way. Stakeholders had a group there, and this has been shared with the community and so forth. The groundbreaking will be mid-July. When I found out that it finally had been funded, I started making questions as to the benches and so forth that were part of the project, because we've put in benches, if you recall, at Lake Balboa Park and at Louise Park, and I thought maybe we could have something similar to try and stay somewhat the same. The benches had already been purchased, and they're actually a very, very good bench. They're made by a company called Dumore, which we can never afford on our own. However, down the road, part of this project was going to be a mural on the block wall, which is on the north side of that park. That's something that we'll discuss later, but not at this meeting, but at a Rec and Park meeting to be announced. Let me see. So there's no need to discuss any expenditures for tables or engraving. There may be movies. I'm sorry, I didn't put that in there, but it's probably too small for a movie. Well, maybe we'll see something, but the whole project will probably take about 6 to 8 weeks. So we're looking at completion somewhere near the end of August. And I'm really excited about it. I sent a couple of photos, but I'm sorry, I don't know how to share those things. If anybody else does, I don't know what to do to send them to you. I can see them in my file. But come to the meeting. I'll show you there. They've been sent to you before, but we'll share them again. And in the summer, we'll start talking about putting aside some money for some murals. If we have any money left in this budget, I was thinking possibly to make a motion to purchase some anti-graffiti paint for use on our murals in Lake Balboa.
Jim, I'm screen sharing. I think.
Oh,
can you
lovely,
see it?
lovely. This is wonderful. Rick West is the contractor, if everyone can see that. We have got an agreement with Getty, who owns the likenesses and so forth for Jesse Owens. And I'm going to have to work with Viana to get the homeless and stuff out of there, because as it stands right now, I've got photos of it. The people are camped in there. RVs are along the side. There's drug use. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful improvement that I'm really excited about, and you should be too.
I do want to mention to those in attendance that this has been a project, as Jim said, for a long, long time, and it's finally coming to fruition. And Rec and Park is going to refurbish this whole park. And the idea, because it is named for Jesse Owens, and Jesse Owens was a gold medal winner in Germany in 1936 Olympics. Jesse Owens happens to be Black, and Hitler was really unhappy and left the stadium. What a lot of people don't know is that he being Jesse, has a lot of wonderful quotes, and along the wall, we're allowed to paint his likeness as well as some of his quotes. So we do want to recognize this as a really very important pocket park, even though it's small. The stakeholders around the area are going to enjoy it immensely. And the movie that Jim mentioned, there is a Hollywood movie called Race, R-A-C-E, meaning running, about Jesse Owens' life. And maybe we might consider just in that park for the stakeholders to have a movie in that Jesse Owens park about Jesse Owens. It might be a nice tribute. We can't spend next year's money for an event that's going to take place next year, but maybe we can start thinking about it. If this is going to be open to the public in August, we might have to do some special meetings in July, just FYI. Sorry.
Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome. Anything else you want to add?
So many things have been happening the last week or so. I'm really excited. We're getting a new
Jesse Owens Park. We're talking about Jesse Owens Park.
Jesse Owens Park. Yes. Okay. So if you come to the meeting, we can talk about Jesse Owens Park some more.
Okay.
And Katie worked really. Katie Cronin worked really hard on it. She really deserves the credit for this. You know, with all her things she was doing, she had to drop out, but she deserves credit for this.
Certainly. Okay, if that's it, we'll move on to number 18. We will not have an update since Ruth Doxey is not here. Number 19, I think Danica already mentioned the Lake Balboa signage. So we'll move on to number 20, update regarding movie in the park, the big red dog.
Yes, next Saturday, June 11th. We have Clifford the Big Red Dog that will be shown at Louise Park. The event time is 7 to 10 p.m. Showtime of the movie is 8 p.m. Sunset, I do believe, is like around 8:06 or 8:12. I'm not quite sure. There will also be opportunity drawing items that will be given away. And we have free hot dogs courtesy of CD6 and free popcorn and cotton candy from LBNC while supplies last. So it should be a really good, fun family event. Lydia Jarasimich, my mom and I we distributed to Bassett, Galt, Stag, Anatola, LeMay elementary schools. So a postcard went home with all of those students probably on Wednesday or Thursday. And then there is a banner up at Louise Park, and there are also banners at Stag, Anatola, Galt, and Bassett elementary schools, as well as One Generation. And there are 20 yard signs that we posted throughout the neighborhood. So I'm not quite sure if you saw any of the yard signs or not, but there are 2 at Ralph's.
And I do want to remind everyone to bring your chairs.
Yes,
there are no folding chairs available.
Yeah, bring your low rising chairs, your blankets, your pillows, and come have fun.
Perfect. Thank you. Number 21, update regarding public safety issues. James Brown.
Okay, Danica, if you stop
I am
sharing your screen.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, wanted to reiterate once again that our slows here in Lake Balboa will be deployed for the entire month. On the screen in front of you is information on the slows. Please note that in the area for Lake Balboa, this area responsibility is being shared by several senior lead officers, from Sam Park to Hugo Fuentes to Oscar Bocanegra. So when you place a telephone call into Sam Park or send him an email, he will, when he has the time, when he's not patrolling and when he's not dispatched on a special duty, he will respond to your email. either he will or one of the other officers who is also sharing this information with him. How many of you out there can define what it is by the term active shooter? Who can define that? Raise a hand. Okay, for those of you who don't know, an active shooter is someone who is engaged in the process of killing you. It can be a number of people, a man, a woman, who don't have any sole purpose in life other than killing you in the place where it is convenient for them. They often have information, they often have the intent not only to kill you regardless of race, color, creed, or age, but they also end up killing themselves as well. There was a time when mass murders were so shocking that they were hard to forget. Today, they've become so common that it's hard to remember them all. How many of you can remember the last active shooting event that just took place a day ago? Okay, I'm glad to see that there's some of you are here and are cognizant of that, but everyone should be aware that public safety is a shared responsibility, which holds true for the entire community, as well as every member of this Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council. You should come to a meeting, to quote Jim Stein. In 2019, there were 417 active shooting events. In 2020, there were 611. In 2021, there were 693. And so far in 2022, there have been over 285 active shooting events. Again, the goal of an active shooter is to kill as many people as possible in a short period of time, because they know once the shot rings out, it's only going to be a matter of moments before the law enforcement arrives to quell the incident. You should also know too that anytime that there's an active shooter event, and although you might not personally be involved in an active shooter event, you should always be aware of your surroundings. You should always be aware of your surroundings. And if there's ever a time you find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, you should be prepared that the law enforcement people that respond to the event will go into the active shooting venue without hesitation. They won't stop to attend to wounded. They won't stop to see who's dead or who's still breathing. Their goal will be to, unlike what happened in Texas, their goal will be to do away with the active shooter. Law enforcement is advising everyone to think about the fact that in an active shooting event, there will be people who will be wounded. There will be people who will be bleeding. And law enforcement and public safety officials have advised people to go out and get what is called a bleeding control kit. Bleeding control kit. This is readily available at SOS at a reasonable price, but it will mean the difference between life and death for someone who you may know that may fall victim to an active shooting event. Communities are called upon to prepare for these events because they are a real problem and they're closer to home than we would like. So making a plan in advance and learning how to respond can make all the difference. Okay. Let me go back to that. LAPD has offered free training in active shooter survival to organizations, churches, schools, and the like. When I'm not doing this particular responsibility, I am a certified LAPD instructor in active shooter survival training. And so what LAPD and law enforcement advises any individual who is interested in having this training provided to their organization free of charge to contact Operation Valley Bureau at the number that you see here, 818-644-8075, and they will be happy to arrange an active shooting training class, survival class for your organization. This is important. This in the past has proven to save lives, and everyone is advised to take advantage of this if you so choose. Okay. So again, although it's unlikely that you will personally be involved in an active shooter event, everyone should be aware that these do happen. To date, there have been over 285 active shooting events, and the month of June is not over yet. So we are well on the way to even surpassing 2021's active shooter toll. There have been over 27 school shootings and counting. And so the idea that these incidents won't affect you could very well be the case, but you should know what to do if you ever find yourself involved in an active shooter event. The first thing is always be aware of your surroundings. You know, I speak to a lot of law enforcement officers because I work with them on a weekly basis. And one of the things they tell me that really drives them up a wall is to see people crossing the street with their heads in their cell phones. On last Tuesday, I was in the middle of Ventura Boulevard directing traffic for a horrendous automobile accident where an individual stole a woman's car right down Ventura Boulevard, sped west on Ventura Boulevard, just about near Encino Hospital, hit another car, flipped over, all 4 traffic lights went down, and it was one horrendous incident. While directing traffic, one of the things that I noted was the fact that as I motioned for pedestrians across the street, there were people looking at their cell phones until finally I couldn't take it anymore. I blew my traffic whistle. You know what those sound like, right? I blew my traffic whistle and I told one lady, I said, lady, get your head out of your phone and cross the street. You never saw anybody walk so fast. So I say all of that to say that be aware of your surroundings. Make sure that even though you have the right of way while crossing the street, doesn't mean you're going to make it, because there are people that run lights. So always be aware of your surroundings and always remember that again, active shooting events can happen. An active shooting event happens every day. And as a matter of fact, an active shooting event just happened, although you haven't heard about it yet. These shooting events are serious. Everyone should be aware of it. It's been named as the most serious and dangerous threat to all of us today. So I will leave it with that and urge you to not only be aware of the scenario, but also to make plans to attend public safety and health meetings that are held on a periodic basis.
Okay, time, James.
Pardon me?
Time.
No one else was timed, so hey. So always make sure that if you can attend a public safety training meeting or go to a CPAT meeting that's held every month at the West Valley LAPD. We will be continuing these trainings. There will be an active shooter survival training being held at West Valley LAPD in the near future. And we will, in my committee, should that be the case, continue to talk about active shooting events and what the characteristics of an active shooter is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Lake Balboa did send forward a resolution to City Council that we want to fund the police. They're staying away from the words defund, but we voted to fund the police. We've lost a lot of police officers. In addition, LAUSD had a motion that did not pass. They wanted to keep the police officers off campus. Now, we all can understand this is not a good thing. And we don't know why they're doing that, other than I think they thought it was the thing to do at the time. But our kids' lives are at stake, and they should allow LAPD on campus, period, end of story. And I think we should vote for those that wanted to have police on campus as opposed to those that did not. Lydia Grant?
Yes, I just wondered if Jim had this report in writing.
Who are you speaking with? Me or Jim
You.
Stein?
No, I'm sorry, James.
Which report?
Never mind. That's okay. I'll just take notes out of it.
Okay, by way of clarification too, Linda, to what you just said, you should know that Superintendent Carvalho in his budget has recommended the increase in security staff at LAUSD schools. There was a Community Police Advisory Board meeting with Board Member Schmerelson last week. Some of you should attend those types of meetings, and we're going to continue in the near future. But those were great, great comments, Linda, and I appreciate everything that the board is doing to help increase this. Schmerelson himself said, parents should attend school board meetings to insist that school safety officers be allowed back on these school campuses.
Now, James, I can't remember, are they not allowing the school police on campus either, or just LAPD?
Well, LAPD is not allowed, but school police is not allowed either, except in emergency situations, but they are stretched thin due to their shrinking ranks. And it oftentimes takes them a time to get there. And so what Superintendent Cavallo is recommending, that there be central exit and entrance facilities on the schools with a guard. And I'll go into more about this when I hold those public meetings.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Number 22, we got to move along because we still have a lot to cover. Budget, discussion of possible action regarding the April 2022 monthly expense report. Linda Schwerin.
Sorry, I was muted. All right. The April 2022 MER, monthly expenditure report, has been provided. And as of the end of April, the net amount for Lake Balboa was $17,110.75. So I would make a motion that Lake Balboa approve the April 2022 monthly expenditure report, MER.
Second.
Michael, was that you?
Yes.
Linda Schwerin made the motion. Michael Cortez seconded. Discussion?
Yes, $17,110.76, Linda, not 75 in your report.
Oh, thank you for the correction.
Any other discussion? Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
Yes.
Jim Stein,
You're muted.
Jim Stein.
I can't vote on this. I wasn't in the council at that time.
Okay, so you abstain. Okay. Okay, there's 8 yeses, 0 nos, 1 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 23, budget item, discussion and possible action regarding the final budget amendments to reallocate funds through the end of this fiscal year. Linda Schwerin, do you have anything you want to move around?
Yes, and I had provided, I believe, a copy of this. Let me see if I can screen share. I had an issue last time. Let's see if I can do it now. Wait a minute. Should be coming out. Okay, here we go. Let me make a comment before I'm asking you to review this. At the May 4th meeting, we had made a vote on reallocating funds, but due to an understated funding amount, the budget reallocation had not been submitted to NC funding, and therefore this is the final budget amendment needed to reallocate funds through the end of June 2022. Keeping in mind that the MER that you saw was April, there's a lot less money available now. So I will screen share this with you. You will see the original amount. Okay. The 33,000 at the top does include a 1,000.
We don't see anything, Linda.
I'm screen sharing. You can't see this?
No.
Oh, all right. Wait a second. Let's do this. Here we go. I beg your pardon. Thought that we had it. Let's hope I'm giving you the right one here. It's so small I can't see it. Can you see this now?
No.
All right, hold on. Ah, well, you certainly don't want my email. I'm not screen sharing that with you. All right, let's do this. Okay. Now are you getting the screen share?
We're getting your emails.
Oh, bloody. All right, this is extremely frustrating. All right, let's do this. This says that I'm screen sharing to you. Oh, wait. It says my screen share has been paused. Let's try this.
Linda, it's paused because you tried to click to something else. You have to stop your screen share and then do a new screen share with the item that you're trying to make visible. We're still looking at your email.
Oh, we don't want to do that. Okay. Is my email gone?
Your screen share is gone.
My screen share is gone. Good. So we will start a new one. Okay. Now do you have it?
Yes.
Okay. So what we are looking at here, and I'm going to minimize you. Okay. This is the final amendment suggested for this year's budget. You will see at the top under annual funds, it does not say 32,000. It says 33. Just FYI, this includes a $1,000 adjustment from the city clerk that was not available earlier in the year. It's from a previous grant. And it was given back to us. So 33,000, the 10,000 rollover, totaling 43,000 for the year. And based on our expenses through the end of this month, you will see operational expenses listed here. This should be accurate as adjusted. The total operational expense has been changed to $12,015. Outreach, $22,485. Nothing for elections. There's no change there. Neighborhood purposes grants, also no change there. Most of that's been spent now. A community improvement, the money from community improvement had been moved into outreach, so there's nothing there. So the final fiscal year 2021-2022 budget allocations are as follows, what you see on the screen. Operational, $12,015. Outreach, $22,485, which is the subtotal of $34,500, adding $8,500 for NPGs to make the total $43,000 to end the year. So do you want me to detail each of these items in the motion? I certainly can, if it would be easier for the board.
My question is, do you currently today need to move any funds around so that we can take care of some of the other funding items that we have on the agenda?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what you have on the agenda as far as what you're spending. I'm sorry. Because that disappeared on me. Let me see if I see anything here. I did not.
Okay, so I can read off. We're looking for emergency preparedness items. Sandy, how much was that?
Okay, it was $3,288.50.
Okay, plus $75 for business cards, plus I think that's it, plus nothing.
No, then it should not affect this at all.
Okay, perfect.
So here's your official motion. I move to approve a fiscal year 2021-2022 budget amendment allocating $12,015 to operations, $22,485 to outreach, $8,500 to NPGs or neighborhood purposes grants, totaling $43,000. As I said before, this does.
Okay, that's your motion.
That is the motion. I'm requesting an approval.
Second.
Gravani? Who was that?
Sandy.
Sandy, you're seconding?
Yes.
Thank you. Linda Schwerin made the motion. Sandy Joseph seconded. Discussion? Thank you. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosmich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanic and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
Yes.
Jim Stein. You're muted, Jim.
Sorry, yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstentions, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
How many abstentions?
0.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a text message from Jeremy. He had a family emergency and he's sorry that he couldn't be here. Just FYI.
Okay.
Okay. The funding deadlines, 2 of them have already gone, May 20th, June 1. The final date for bank card transactions is June 20. It's just a reminder. So if there's anything pending, the credit card is the only way we can pay for it at this point in time. Number 25, funding, discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of emergency preparedness items to replace expired items. Sandy Joseph.
Well, thank you. So we have not replaced and replenished the bins since 2016. So I am just asking, I move that Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council spend $3,288.50 for updating expired items in the Woodley Lakes Golf Course EP bin.
Sandy, I'm going to ask you to restate that. I don't want you to give an exact amount in case there's some tax that somebody forgot to do and then you can't get the money. So you need to give us an approximate up to.
Okay. I move that Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council spend up to $3,300 for updating expired items in the Woodley Lakes Golf Course EP bin.
A second.
Thank you.
Sandy Joseph made the motion. James Brown seconded. Discussion. The items that are in the bin are for first responders. They're not for the general public. They're for certain qualified people. If there's a big emergency, LAPD, fire department, etc., are going to need a central location to come and get stuff to help us get out of the jam we're in. Stacy Rotter.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, definitely. To, is that me? I don't
Yeah.
Thank you.
Echoing. Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea to make sure our supplies are current. My concerns are this, like when it sounds like nobody's been in these bins in a while, right?
That is correct.
So wouldn't it make sense for someone to go and physically have eyes on the things that are needing to be? I know we talked about this last time it came up. I've heard that conversation and I'm in full agreement about replacing, but I know in any of these kinds of supply stores, there are often hard equipment that doesn't necessarily always need to be replaced. And the bottom line is, if we don't have eyes on things, it's hard to really have an accurate understanding. I know that we can't access the other bin. So for the future, when we get to that one, I would recommend not funding before you can actually have access, but that's not what we're talking about now.
That's
But
correct.
it makes sense to at least have eyes on the material, or someone, I don't know if there's people involved in inspecting that or inventorying that.
I was there in 2020. So I did look into the bin in 2020 in regards to what needed to be replaced. The bins are identical. There's duffel bags of items that need to be replaced. And there are items in each kit that do not need to be replaced. There's no expiration on it. The things that are for expiration are like aspirins, which are only to be given like in case of chest pain. There's batteries that need to be, there's alcohol wipes, skin wash, eye wash, antibiotic ointment, things of this sort absolutely need to be replenished and replaced because they're expired.
I totally agree. And I have probably a similar list from SOS2 for my own kit. So, but I appreciate you, obviously you're reading from some inventory, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You did just mention that there were some hard things that don't need to get replaced. And
that's correct.
A bit of a disconnect from what was mentioned in the previous meeting about everything needing to get replaced.
Everything that was expired needs to be replaced. And that was probably my fault. So I apologize for that.
No, that's perfect clarification. Thank you. And I agree.
Yeah,
and if there's ever help needed for inventorying something like that, I would be happy to volunteer.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Stacy. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was also a little difficult because Linda Pruitt had all the details, and unfortunately, she passed away a year ago, June. Sandy and I were in the bins previous to, well, actually, I believe after she passed away. So that would have been in 2021.
2021, that's true.
So by now they're probably full of squirrels.
And we looked at everything at that time, and we were kind of operating with one hand tied behind our back. The discussion at our last meeting was that the schools would be able to use the materials, and we said, no, that's not going to happen. And I think that's where the conversation of the lights and all the other equipment that's in there. So it might have been confusing. But anyway,
I appreciate it. I understood that, and I appreciate the clarification today that it's not that everything, it's the things that are expired. Of course, makes sense. Thank you all for your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, let's have a motion, please. I mean, let's have a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanic and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
Yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstention, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
FYI, these are items that are being purchased from SOS, and a credit card can be used and must be used before June 20. And today is June 4, FYI.
and I will make you a comment on that if I may.
Well, we're kind of done with that.
With regard to the funding of that particular item. I will review with, when I see the invoice, we will need to have a limit exception so that we will be able to make this purchase before the deadline. And I can review that later on.
Okay. Number 26, funding, discussion and possible action regarding the expenditure of up to $75 to purchase business cards for new Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council board members. And that would be for Lydia. I move Lake Balboa spend up to $75 to purchase business cards for new board members. Is there a second?
Second.
Linda Gravani made the motion. James Brown seconded. Discussion.
Yes,
Thank you.
discussion, please.
Yeah.
We have previously approved funds for new board members. However, I want to clarify that this would be for board members who have just come on board within the last couple months or so. Am I correct?
No, we already have that motion and that has been approved, and that was for Miguel and Michael. This is for Lydia.
All right.
Thank you. Any other questions, discussions? Take a vote, please.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph. Sandy? Sandy?
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel?
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin.
Abstain?
Jim Stein. You're muted, Jim. Jim Stein?
Yes.
Great. Okay, we have 8 yeses, 0 nos, 1 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Funding, discussion and possible action regarding the expenditure of funds if rollover funds are over $10,000, such as graffiti, paint, outreach items, printing, etc. Linda, do you have any idea of how much money may be rolled over?
Just a second. Things the last couple days may have changed. This is not including anything that's voted on today. As of the 1st, we had $10,500. And most of all of
Okay,
that.
I'm sorry. As of the 1st of June, we
of
have
June.
$10,500 to roll over.
That was approximately what we had left. The rollover, of course, is 10,000.
Okay, so with the expenditure of the up to $3,300, we're less than 10,000 for rollover.
That is correct.
All right, so then we don't need to do anything with this item. I don't want money to go back to the city, if at all possible, for the stakeholders that don't know what we're doing. We're allowed to roll over $10,000 and not a penny more. So my goal is to, first of all, to spend all the money that the city provides for us, but due to COVID, we haven't been able to get out and about. So we have less than $10,000 to roll over, and we'll be able to use that for the next fiscal year. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so we'll move on. Number 28, budget discussion and possible action regarding Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council's budget for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Do you want me to screen share if I can, or is this something that everybody already has a copy of?
Well, the stakeholders don't have a copy of it.
They don't. Okay. Screen share try. One more time. Okay. All right. Let me verify. Select the item first and then screen share, or screen share and select the item?
Screen and select.
Screen and select.
Screen, select, and then share. There you go.
No, that is the one we just did. Excuse me. I'm sorry, this is it is so small that I could not see it. So we have stopped that. This is not showing up here. Wait a minute, let's see if we've got it here. Do you have it now?
No.
Oh. All right.
Screen,
So-
select.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was doing here. So hold on. Okay. If I could only get this to go away. Okay. It's not letting me do this.
Linda, did you email that to us?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Do
Is
you
it
know
showing
what
on?
date?
All right, do you see it on your screen now?
No.
Okay. All right, let's try this. You tell me I need to go back and start over in case it's still. Do you see anything I'm sharing with you now?
No.
Well, that is not good. All right. All right. Okay. So I am doing screen share. Are you getting it now?
Yes.
All right. I apologize if this is small. Let's try this. Okay. Now, are you getting the? Now you got it. Thank you for being patient with me. Okay. So proposed for the new year, we do not know for sure, neighborhood councils, that is, whether or not we will have a standard $32,000 beginning budget as we have in past years. So we are going to base the projected 2022, 2023 on the 32,000. I would like to make a note that this budget was presented and approved at our May 17th special meeting. And I did have a problem with sharing my screen. So I'm going to review it now with you. And this budget is also included in the funding administrative packet that is required. So we're starting with a base of 32,000. These figures in operations, you will probably note, have changed considerable to this current year, because we are hopeful that we will be doing more in person than we've been able to in the past. So $13,500 for operational, $10,000 for outreach. And again, this is a review. This has already been approved. $5,500 for election expenses. $3,000 for neighborhood purposes grants. Nothing scheduled for community improvement. So here is the breakdown for the budget. Again, we did approve this at the May 17th meeting. but I am not sure that you all were able to view this because of screen sharing issues. So this has actually been approved, and this is also included in the fiscal pack that will come up later on in today's agenda. So there's really does not require a vote. This is just
Okay, so this
more
is,
expanded information.
this is a review, what was actually approved. And we're not going to make any changes at this point in time. If we do need to move things around, moving furniture here and there, like we sometimes do, we can do that at a future meeting when we have more specific information. So this was approved. We'll just move on to the next item then, which is number 29. Budget discussion, possible action regarding administrative packet for fiscal year 2022-2023. And what that is a packet that goes to the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment and to the city clerk, that they know that this is the money that we're going to be spending and how it's being allocated. And we do need to vote on it. So we do need to see that screen share also, please, Linda.
All right, let's try this now that I know what I'm looking for here. Is my previous screen share gone?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to scroll back here quickly because what you were looking at is part of the packet. Okay. The complete fiscal administrative packet is several pages long. It includes the budget. It includes financial officers and confirmation regarding who on the board has been approved as a financial officer, and those that are approved to be signers of financial documents, the treasurer, a second signer, or an alternate signer. Also included in the packet would be funding information, and this is the synopsis here. All of this is available on the city clerk's website. We're just sort of scrolling here. So the financial officer, as I mentioned, treasurer, second signer and or alternate signer. And we do have these people in place at the moment. We have an alternate signer. Second signer can be addressed when we meet again in August. We currently have first and second bank card holders. You're not seeing names here, but yes, we do. That is taken care of, and that is included in the packet. This is the certification for those financial people to sign. It states that they will do nothing illegal or unethical. And card holders must sign separately. This is all part of the packet. And then following is the budget, and we're provided a template. I'm going to bypass the template because we already have done this, okay? The main thing also included is the budget we just discussed. That's been approved. It is included in the administrative packet. But this is so that everyone can see exactly what's included. Again, to confirm the budget that we've already voted and approved. Other items that would be included, where we meet. Now, keeping in mind we haven't met anywhere in the last 2 years, so this may require renewal or a change, you'll see this here. Also in the packet are selected preferred new location, the Park VNY, which is at the terminal of Van Nuys Airport. Ongoing existing expenses are listed here. That's for public storage. And I've added a page. There was no space for this originally in the packet, so there's an allowance to add it. And since we are unsure exactly where we will be able to meet, when we can again meet in person, we have also included Galt Street Elementary, which is our former board meeting location for a number of years. So that will be included here as well. Ongoing for PO Box, for website hosting. And those items that are listed here are not only a confirmation, but that will allow us to pay for those services on an ongoing basis without having to have them approved every month. And that is the sum total of the administrative packet for the fiscal year. And so I would like to make a motion. I move to approve the Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council fiscal year administrative packet for fiscal year 2022-2023.
A second.
Linda Schwering made the motion, James Brown seconded. Discussion,
I do have one question,
please.
and that is, I thought that Park VNY as a proposed meeting location backed out of the agreement.
Well, that is actually what we would consider temporary, because there was a potential American Disabilities or ADA issue that has not been confirmed. They would still like for us to meet at their location, but until such a time as they confirm that whatever issue Park VNY had at their end, they'll confirm that that's been handled. Then we would be invited back to come over and do our regular meetings there.
We also made a motion at a previous Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council meeting that we would pursue LAUSD using Galt Street School. So
Correct.
we're in limbo at the moment, and to be on the safe side, Linda Schwering identified both. Any other questions, comments? Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton. Is a
That's
yes.
you.
Is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Sorry. Ellen Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwering
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstentions, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and for the stakeholders that are hanging on, I'm sorry, this is the grease that gets the engine moving. Daniel, you have your hand raised?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you all for having me. My time has come because it is the weekend. I appreciate you all and keep doing great work.
Thank you. Well, you see, this is what happens when you volunteer. There is no
Yeah,
way.
you don't want to hang out with us? Come on.
We're a good group, Daniel. Come on,
We're
don't
not
be.
making any money.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Daniel.
Daniel.
Appreciate your help. Bye. So at 1:08, Daniel has left the building. What I was saying is this is the grease that gets the engine running, and unfortunately, it's stuff that we have to do by the books. So it's not as much fun and as exciting as committee meetings. Committee meetings, you get all the nitty gritty. We're just trying to make the engine move. So see what you're missing, Jared. Okay, number 30. Discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for president of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council Board effective 1 July 2022. Position currently held by Linda Gravani. Okay, who's dying to be president?
Well, you, Linda, are you dying to be president?
Not really.
That's what I thought.
Well, I move that we select Linda Gravani as president.
Second.
There's no relief for the weary. Okay, well, I would accept.
Good.
So Linda Schwerin made the motion, Sandy Joseph seconded, Gravani accepts. No one wants to hand wrestle for it. Okay, let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Okay, yeah.
Lydia Drosmith is ineligible. Sandy Joseph.
Yes, please.
Gary Kay's not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Alan Nelson is not here. Carol Newman.
Definitely yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
Okay, that makes 9 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes. Congratulations, Gravani. You got another grueling year.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your vote of
you.
confidence. I appreciate it. I'll crack the whip on our meetings. Number 31, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for first vice president of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council effective the 1st of July 2022, currently held by James Brown.
I nominate James Brown as first vice president.
Gravani
second.
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 Gravani seconds. James, are you willing?
I am, I think.
I know. I may be gone a lot next year, just so you know.
Oh, right.
Okay, if you accept, let's take a vote.
James Brown.
Yes.
Hang on a sec. I need to write something. Okay, Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosmich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay's not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Congratulations, James. You're vice
Thank you.
president.
Thank
Woohoo! Go team. All right, number 32, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for second vice president of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council effective the 1st of July 2022, currently held by Sandy Joseph.
I move to Sandy Joseph.
Gravani seconds. Carol Newman made the motion. Gravani seconded. Sandy, are you willing?
Okay.
She said.
Okay, let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosmich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
She's all right, sure.
Gary Kay's not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstentions, 1 ineligible. Motion passes. Congratulations, Sandy.
Thank you.
So if I didn't have to ask if you're willing, we could really vote for people that aren't here, but I guess that wouldn't be quite the appropriate thing to do. So number 33, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for secretary for Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, effective 1 July 2022, currently held by Danica Middleton.
I nominate Danica Middleton as
Second.
James Brown made the motion. Sandy seconded. Are you willing, secretary?
I'll do it.
Yay!
I'm getting kind of used to it now.
And we're ever so grateful. Thank you. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani
Yes.
and Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you.
We'll send you flowers. Yeah. Number 34, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for treasurer of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, effective 1 July 2022, currently held by Linda Schwerin. I would like to appoint Linda Schwerin for the unenviable position of treasurer.
Second.
Gravani made the motion, seconded by Sandy Joseph. Are you willing, Linda Schwerin?
I'll be a constant volunteer. Yes.
All right, let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Jasmine Garcia and Ruth Doxey are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Oh, congratulations. Number
Thank you, I
35.
think.
Number 35, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for first bank card holder of Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, effective 1 July 2022, currently held by Linda Schwerin, the treasurer.
I nominate Linda Schwerin for first signer.
I second.
James Brown made the motion. Danica seconded. I guess you're willing, Linda?
Yes, Madam President, certainly.
Thank you. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani
Yes.
and Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph. Sandy,
Yes.
okay. Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
Yes.
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Number 36, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for second bank card holder, effective 1 July 2022, currently held by Ruth Doxey.
I move that Ruth Doxey be considered as a second bank card holder.
Second.
Linda Schwerin made the motion. James Brown seconded. And since she's not here, we can't ask her, but she is currently, so I don't see any reason why we can't force her into that position. Besides that, there's going to be elections next year, so if she doesn't really want to, we can always change. So let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
yes,
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Jim Stein?
Linda, I noticed on here, presently I am the second signer.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because you didn't fulfill your funding training. And
Mm.
for that small space of time, we had to appoint Ruth so that the paperwork could get forwarded to city clerk.
Okay.
so, yeah, currently, I'm sorry.
I have fulfilled it now.
Now you have, but in order for Linda Schwerin to get the BACs forwarded, we needed to have somebody that had.
Understood, but
Okay.
and I have no problem with that. I have no problem with any of it for that matter. But do you need to make a vote for next year for me regarding that?
Yes, and that's coming up now.
No, this is alternate signer. That's a different than second signer.
Well, this is something that we were considering before. At our last meeting, Jim Stein had not completed the financial officer training. He certainly has done the funding training. And so we had an alternate signer, but no second signer. So currently, we are able to process and present documents to the city and to the clerk with 2 signatures as required. And that is the alternate signer and the treasurer. Now, our president can give you more details if we want to add something, but if you want to change, before we get into the new fiscal year, then that's going to affect how we spend our money. That's my comment. As Jim Stein, have you already taken the that special financial officer?
I
2-hour
RSVP'd for the next available class, which is a week from Tuesday. However, we're talking about whether or not you folks want to select me for next fiscal year.
And that's what we're doing now, Jim. Currently, Ruth stepped up to the plate so that we could.
Right.
Okay, so everybody understands that. So now let me read this again. Number 37, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for alternate signer for LBNC for the BACs effective 1 July 2022, currently held by Ruth Doxey. Jim, would you like to hold that position?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Gravani made the selection, James Brown seconded. Discussion?
Yes,
Yes.
I think, Jim Stein, were you saying that you wanted to be the second signer and not the alternate?
Yeah, there's a difference between the first and the alternate. And the first is not on this agenda.
No, the first is the treasurer.
Okay, I'm an idiot. You know what? I'm gonna mute myself here
No,
before
you're not.
put more in my feet in my mouth.
Okay, so
You guys do whatever
are
you
you,
want.
Jim, are you willing?
He said yes.
I'm willing to do almost anything.
Okay,
Tell
so
me about
that's
it
good.
first.
All right, so we have Gravani made the motion, James Brown seconded, Jim Stein is willing. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxy and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph. Sandy, you're muted, hon.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay. Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin.
To clarify, please, before I make my vote,
Alternate
is-
signer.
this alternate signer, is that what we're
Yes.
doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 38, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member for communications officer for Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council effective 1 July 2022 or before. It's currently vacant. Michael Cortez, are you willing to be our communications officer?
I am, even though I'm busy, but I did say I'm happy. to
Okay,
help.
I appoint Michael Cortez. Is there a
Hey,
second?
hey, hey.
Second,
Who was the second?
Sandy.
Sandy.
Okay, Linda Gravani made the motion. Sandy seconded. Michael Cortez accepted. Let's take a vote before he changes his mind.
James Brown.
Yes.
Michael Cortez.
Yes.
Ruth Doxy and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Yes, absolutely.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph.
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin.
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Look forward to it.
You're going to be busy.
No, not too bad. Not too bad.
Uh,
We're all busy. Okay, number 39, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board members, up to 5, who are authorized to forward Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council official community impact statements effective 1 July 2022, currently held by James Brown, Linda Gravani, Sandy Joseph, Carol Newman, and 1 vacant seat.
I'd like to nominate Jim Stein for the vacant seat.
Okay.
I second.
Welcome
Okay.
back.
Are those still willing? James Brown, are you still willing?
Yes.
I'm still willing. Sandy Joseph?
Yep.
Carol Newman?
Yep.
Okay, so the vote would be, I move that Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council appoint James Brown, Linda Gravani, Sandy Joseph, Carol Newman, and Jim Stein to forward community impact statements.
I second.
Okay, Linda Gravani made the motion. Danica seconded. Let's take a vote, please.
James Brown.
Yes.
Michael Cortez.
Yes.
Ruth Doxy and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph.
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin.
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. For clarification for the stakeholders, the neighborhood councils are allowed to forward 1 voice for the community on council files that the city is going to vote on. And we are authorizing these 5 people when the neighborhood council votes on an item to forward that official document to city council or the committees that serve it. Number 40, we're almost done. Discussion and possible action regarding the selection of board member to represent Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council at Sepulveda Basin Wild Area Steering Committee and 1 alternate effective 1 July. Currently held by Ruth Doxy, and the alternate was previously Jim Stein.
I nominate Ruth Doxy and the alternate Jim Stein.
I second.
Gravani, Okay, James Brown made the motion and Danica seconded. And I know Ruth is willing. Jim, you're also willing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
C.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik's not here, and Tom Riley's not here. Linda Schwerin,
yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, and 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
You're getting a workout, Danica. Thank you.
Mhm.
Number 41, discussion and possible action regarding the selection of 2 board members to represent Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council as budget representatives, currently held by Carol Newman and Linda Gravani.
I nominate Carol Newman and Linda Gravani.
Second.
Okay, James Brown made the motion. And Sandy seconded. Carol, are you willing?
Yep.
Gravani's willing also. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes, thank you.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
yes,
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Closing in on it. Number 42, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for land use committee effective immediately. We already voted that position to Miguel. However, since we're doing all of this in one fell swoop, I thought we should just edify it once again. And I would like to appoint Miguel.
I second.
Gravani made the motion, seconded by Danica. Are you willing still, Miguel?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin. You're muted, Linda.
not now, yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. 43, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for emergency preparedness effective immediately, currently held by Sandy Joseph.
Lydia has her hand up.
Yeah, Lydia has her hand up.
It was for the previous item to find out who the second was.
Middleton,
Danica.
Thank you.
Gravani Danica. Currently held by Sandy Joseph.
I nominate Sandy Joseph as chair for the Emergency Preparedness Committee.
I second.
I second too.
Danica, James Brown made the motion. Danica seconded. Sandy, are you willing?
Yes.
Woohoo! Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Drosimich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
Yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 44, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for Rec and Park, effective immediately, currently held by Jim Stein. I appoint Jim Stein as chair of the Rec and Park Committee.
Second.
seconded by Linda Schwerin. So Gravani made the motion. Linda Schwerin, sorry. Linda Schwerin seconded. Are you willing, Jim?
Yes.
All right, let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxing, Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay is not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 45, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for health and public safety effective immediately, currently held by James Brown. I nominate James Brown as chair of the Health and Public Safety Committee.
Second.
Gravani made the motion. Sandy Joseph seconded. James, are you willing, ready, willing, and able?
I'm ready and willing and able only with the help of the board and to attend meetings because public safety is a shared responsibility. And if no one can agree to that, my committee cannot be effective. So
We need to get stakeholders involved.
and getting stakeholders involved.
Hopefully we can do it in person.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue on because it's drawing to a close. Let's take a vote, please.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey, Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
yes,
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
One-
Number 46, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for ad hoc neighborhood watch committee effective immediately, currently held by me. I would like to chair that again unless somebody else has a burning desire to jump in with both feet.
I second.
Lydia, how about it? No?
I second you.
Okay, Gravani made the motion. James Brown seconded. And I accept. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich is ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin
yes,
and Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 47, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for the ad hoc budget committee, currently held by Linda Schwerin.
Linda, Stacy has her hand up. Sorry.
Sandy Joseph made the motion. Gravani seconds. Are you willing, Linda?
willing and almost able, yes,
Wonderbar. Let's take a vote.
James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani,
Yes.
Lydia Gerasimovich ineligible. Sandy Joseph,
Yes.
Gary Kay not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel Miguel,
Yes.
Alan Nelson's not here. Carol Newman,
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin,
yes,
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Stacy, you have a question?
I had a quick question. So once you guys, and first of all, thank you guys all for all you're doing and willing to do it again. I don't know, I appreciate it. I don't know how you guys are crazy enough to continue, but thank you. But I wanted to ask, so once you guys finish voting for all these, on the last page where all the committee contacts and all of that, I assume some of the contact people will change, but are the information for when those meetings are held, is that current or will that be updated too? Thank you.
That's current. It's current until the committee chairs decide otherwise.
Okay. And well, some of
Because-
the information is not current.
I beg your pardon?
Well, some of the information is not current, like Katie Cronin still is here. And so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grabbed an old format. I
Oh, good,
apologize
thank
for
you.
that.
Well, at least you know someone actually reads them.
Yeah, that's true. I appreciate that, really.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, number 48, discussion and possible action regarding the appointment of committee chair for outreach effective immediately. That spot is vacant. And normally that is the communications officer. So I would like to appoint Michael Cortez. Would you be willing if there's a second?
Yes.
Okay, so James Brown seconded. Linda Gravani made the motion. James Brown seconded. Michael, you said you would handle that. If you need a co-chair, I'll be happy to help you with that as well. And that will be up to you when you have your meeting. So let's take a vote.
James
Michael.
Brown,
Yes.
Michael Cortez,
Yes.
Ruth Doxey and Jasmine Garcia are not here. Linda Gravani.
Oh, yes.
Lydia Drosmich and ineligible. Sandy Joseph.
Yes.
Gary Kay's not here. Danica Middleton is a yes. Miguel.
Yes.
Ellen Nelson's not here. Carol Newman.
Yes.
Jeremy Pisanik and Tom Riley are not here. Linda Schwerin.
Yes.
Jim Stein.
Yes.
9 yeses, 0 no, 0 abstention, 1 ineligible. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 49, since we don't have the majority of our board members here, I would like to carry that over to our next meeting, which would be in August. What the next item is discussion of possible action regarding the appointment of a committee chair for ad hoc election committee in 2023, and the actual date is Sunday, June 18 of 2023 is going to be elections. So those stakeholders are that sitting in the wings waiting to jump onto the board. That would be your opportunity for the election. So we still need an election committee that needs to be chaired. And I think we need to do that when the entire board is here. Michael, you have your hand raised?
Oh, no, you just answered it, so. thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm going to table number 49. Number 50, discussion and possible action regarding candidates for 2023. I'm going to also table that because I want to find out how many board members are actually thinking about continuing after 2023. We have 4-year terms. Some people, like myself, have been here forever, or so it seems. And there are some folks that may decide to do something else. And so we need to know how many new candidates we're going to need for that election, as well as new stakeholders. So I'm going to table that also. Number 51, there is no meeting in July. Now that means no Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council meeting. It doesn't mean that there is no land use meeting or health and public safety meeting. That schedule still continues. It's just LBNC is dark because the 4th of July always interferes with our meetings and a lot of people don't show up. Number 52, our next meeting is August 3, 2022. It will still be via Zoom unless Board of Neighborhood Commissioners advises us that we can be in person. We'll have to do some fancy footwork because we're not really sure where we can meet. Number 53, thank you for Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council board members and Neighborhood Watch block captains. We do so very much behind the scenes and on Saturdays even when it's necessary. So I so appreciate your willingness to help our community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate your participation. And for our stakeholders that have joined us, I appreciate your participation also. We really are a great group. So tell your neighbors and friends to come join us at our committee meetings when I get the correct information on the last page. And number 54, meeting adjourned at 1:43 p.m. Woohoo, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, we need it, right? Condolences.
Come to the movie night.
Yes. Thank you.